हेलो एवरीवन, दिस इज़ मी। 2 साल पहले मैं ऑनलाइन पैसे कमाने की कोशिश कर रहा था। दिस वाज जस्ट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ दैट फेज एंड आई वाज फैट, आई वाज ओवरवेट, आई वाज डिप्रेस्ड। मेरे से कुछ हो नहीं रहा था एंड 2 years डाउन द लाइन आई अर्न डिसेंट अमाउंट ऑफ मनी ऑनलाइन एंड आई डिड गुड फॉर माई सेल्फ। तो इस वीडियो में मैं तुम्हें बताऊंगा कि हाउ वॉज आई एबल टू स्टे कंसिस्टेंट ऑल दिस टाइम एंड कैसे तुम कंसिस्टेंट रह सकते हो। वी आर बेसिकली डिकोडिंग द साइंस ऑफ कंसिस्टेंसी कि एक इंसान बेसिकली कंसिस्टेंट बनता कैसे है। सो लेट्स गेट इनटू दैट, ओके। So the first thing I want to discuss with you people is कि being consistent is mostly about your identity. It's mostly about how you see yourself. अगर तुम खुद को देखते हो as a consistent person, so it would be very easy for you to stay consistent, you know. If I talk about myself, मैंने इस चैनल पे जब से मैंने डिसाइड करा है सीरियस होने का, मैं लगातार 18 वीडियोस डाल चुका हूँ पिछले 18 डेज़ में। एंड आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट आई वाज ऑलमोस्ट posting every day. I'm basically saying that I was posting every single day. Every single day I have posted for the last 18 days. And that's the thing, okay? So how was I able to do it? So the main thing is identity, okay? This is David Goggins. In this first photo, he's fat, and in this second photo, he's lean, you know? If you have heard David Goggins, you would have heard one thing. You know, he always says that I'm David Goggins, bitch. So you should be able to say that in front of the mirror without cringing at yourself. You know, that should be the goal. So yeah, हैबिट चेंज जो होती है बेसिकली वो आइडेंटिटी चेंज ही होती है। जब तक आप अपनी आइडेंटिटी बदलोगे नहीं, तब तक आपकी हैबिट्स बदलेगी नहीं, तब तक आप कंसिस्टेंट हो नहीं पाओगे, ओके। So the question now arises is that how do you change your identity? Do you shout affirmations at the mirror? Do you manifest it? Fuck no. You change your identity by working, you know. You work your way to become consistent. And शुरुआत में ये चीज़ बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट काम करेगी आपके लिए बिकॉज यू सी योर सेल्फ एज एन इनकन्सिस्टेंट पर्सन बिकॉज यू आर बीइंग इनकन्सिस्टेंट. So at first you need to fight against the inertia, okay, and then the inertia will work in your favor and it would be harder to stop, you know. It works the opposite way. Right now it's hard for me to not post a video every single day, okay. So yeah, that's the thing. Now let's get into more important concepts, okay. अब हमने बात कर ली कि आपको आइडेंटिटी अपनी चेंज करनी पड़ेगी। आइडेंटिटी को चेंज करने के लिए आपको करना पड़ेगा काम, बट लाइक काम कैसे करें? दिस इज़ द टॉपिक आई वांट टू डिस्कस राइट नाउ, ओके। सो हियर इज़ द थिंग, जब आप काम करने जाओगे तो आपको मिलेगी रेजिस्टेंस और रेजिस्टेंस से होगा दर्द, ओके। आई हैव गॉट समथिंग फॉर यू, लुक एट दिस। यू नो, दिस इज़ द क्लासिक सीन जो आप देखते हो, classic literature scene, and it has a lot of importance. You know, here you have a knight which is slaying the dragon to save the princess, okay. ये आपने बेसिकली बहुत सारी मूवीज़ का प्लॉट देखा होगा। इवन अगर वो नाइट और प्रिंसेस के साथ ना हो, ड्रैगन के साथ ना हो, दिस इज़ लाइक द कोर आइडिया, ओके। फेसिंग रेजिस्टेंस टू गेट समथिंग you want, that is what this image basically represents, okay. एंड अगर आप इस चीज़ को ध्यान दो, तो जो भी नाइट होता है ही स्लेज द ड्रैगन आउट ऑफ लव, इट्स नॉट आउट ऑफ हेट, ओके। इट्स नॉट दैट ही हेट्स द ड्रैगन, इट्स जस्ट द थिंग दैट ही वांट्स टू सेव द प्रिंसेस, ओके। सो या दैट्स द थिंग विद दिस imagery, okay. And here's one more thing, the dragon's fire, you know, what does it represent? It's very important for us to understand this, okay. Basically, the dragon's fire represents resistance. And in stories, you might have seen ki, you know, the knight has to go through the fire to slay the dragon. Okay? Which means that he has to face the resistance directly sometimes. Yeah, so what basically I've written is that the pain you feel is a form of resistance, and you need to basically suffer out of love, okay? That's the core idea I want to give you, you know. You would be able to endure this suffering only out of love, okay. जब तक आपको यू नो लाइक प्यार नहीं होगा उस चीज़ से जो आपको चाहिए, आप रेजिस्टेंस को फेस नहीं कर पाओगे। एंड नाउ लेट मी गेट इनटू द another idea which is suffering for love, okay. Suffering for love is such an incredible idea. It appears all throughout the world. अगर आप like यूरोप में ले लीजिए, you have Romeo Juliet, you have like typical Greek and Roman stories. In Persia and Arabia you have the Lala Majnu. In India you have Heer Ranjha. In China you have butterfly lovers. And even if you look at BDSM, it's basically suffering out of love. Okay, so if you look into yourself deeply enough, you will realize that you love the idea for suffering for love. Okay, you want to suffer out of love because like deep down we think that we want to be comfortable, but no, like deep down, if you look at yourself, you really want to suffer, but you want to suffer for something you love. Okay, so that's the core idea I want to give you. You have to suffer out of love. If you don't, like it would be very hard for you to work. Okay, even like me right now, I'm suffering out of love. I have this idea of building a marketplace for creators right now because like I just love the idea that some kid in a village would be able to earn his first income after like watching my videos and using the tools I give him. Okay, so that's my idea. Okay, and yeah, that was the thing, that was the secret to staying consistent. Okay, and if you apply this advice, I can guarantee you that you would never struggle with consistency for the rest of your life. Thank you, everyone.